And that is going to be in regards to Horizon Forbidden West. In the UK, we get the UK numbers like week to week. We know how many units are sold, what they're sold on, what system they're sold on. We don't get that in the US, but the UK releases numbers. And what we've learned is that 68% of UK players missed the Horizon West free upgrade for the PS5. They bought the PS5 version. 68% of Horizon West players bought the PS5 version. And I know you guys talked about this last week. There is literally anything different. There's nothing at all different between the PS4 and PS5 versions of these games, apart from them just gouging you $5, $10 extra free dollars for their pocket. They give you nothing additional for buying the PS5 version of the Forbidden West. And so I was curious, Mark, like, is this a failure on the player's fault part for not doing research, or should Sony have been more transparent about this in their advertising, because they clearly fleece a lot of people?
Yeah, dude, honestly, I don't know what to think, because I know me as a person, how much things cost is always a big factor, you know? So I always look for how can I get it the cheapest. So it's hard to visualize. It's hard to think about others. They wouldn't want to save $10 on a brand new game. It seems like a no-brainer. So I just feel like people, because they have a PS5, it was probably so hard for them to get it. They just want all PS5. So I feel like maybe it might be a pride thing, because why wouldn't you save $10 if you had the opportunity? Like, so I think it's just people wanted the shiny PS5 box. They're willing to pay $10 extra. But I think part of the fault is obviously on Sony, because they kind of remember they backtracked on their stance about, I think, one of the deluxe upgrades. So I think both people are at fault, you know. And I'm just happy, you know, games like Elden Ring ain't doing any of the shenanigans. But I definitely think there's a little bit to blame on both ends. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit shocked that anyone would ever buy this just for a case that has the letters and numbers PS5 on it. Like, you're literally getting nothing additional if you buy the PS4 box. But I also think a lot of people buy digitally. I don't think a lot of people buy the box, dude, physical copies. And so I would guess a lot of these purchases are digital. And so you get nothing then. You don't even get a shiny box, right? So
on the article, it said specifically physical.
Okay, so this is purely physical.
Yes.
Okay, well then I guess you are getting your shiny box. But whenever I research purchasing a game, I always immediately check if there's going to be a PS4 upgrade. If there's going to be a PS4 upgrade, I always buy the PS4 version, because it's always $10 cheaper. And I would just assume that a lot of people who own PS5, since it's so scarce right now, they're hardcore gamers like us, are doing the same thing. But apparently not. I can't imagine. Okay, I could imagine a certain percentage, Mark, wanting the box. But I can't imagine 70%.
Yeah, because that's an overwhelming majority.
That's an overwhelming majority.
Yeah, dude. So I'm trying to run it through my mind. Like, it's just a logo for $10. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, dude. It must be because everyone spent so much, you know, so much time and sweat and tears went into getting their PS5s, and maybe they want, you know, a PS5 box on the shelf next to their PlayStation. I can't fathom it in my head, because like you said, I look for the same thing, like upgrades. Oh man, I love these upgrades. Maybe some of these people haven't been in a generation like this, the overlapping of the generation, and they don't know about this. But like you said, I feel like the people who have a PS5 at this point, they're gamers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is like, I don't know. I think there's maybe a missing piece that we're overlooking, because this just seems like a no-brainer. Save $10. But
yeah, it just frustrates me to some degree because I feel like we as gamers complain a lot about price. We complain a lot about games not being polished. We hate the the corporations. But then our actions are complete opposite of that. I feel like our actions are 100% 180 of what we say with our mouth. They're gonna charge us $10 more, but then we pay it for nothing. We pay the $10 for nothing when you could have paid 60. I mean, I feel like all you do is prove the corporation right. You just prove them right. When you do things like this, when you're buying these things and giving them $10 for absolutely nothing but a white strip and a logo on the cardboard paper in your case, right? Like that I want more out of gamers. I want gamers to hold these corporations more accountable. I want them to be frustrated when they try to squeeze $10 for nothing out of them. And when they have an opportunity to demonstrate that with their dollars, like, hey, we didn't like that price hike. And we're all buying the PS4 version because of it. And that doesn't happen. And that just discourages me. And I wish gamers were a little bit more vigilant in how they spent their dollars.
Yes, Sir Knight. Well said. Well said, man. This was a good time to kind of, like you said, go against the man and say, hey, we don't like this $10 price hike. But the majority said, hey, we don't care. So, yeah, you're right, dude. So I guess Sony's going to keep doing this. Like, this is, maybe.
I think all they do is demonstrate that they're right, and we talk out of our mouth two different directions. If it matters to you, don't do it. If it matters to you, don't spend it. But we did anyways. So,
yeah, man. But yeah, it's clear in the UK that this isn't as much of a problem as we thought.
But
I mean,
and the pound is worth more than $1, so they're spending even more than $10.
You're right. So it's like what, $12-13? I don't know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're right. It's a lot more, dude. So imagine spending 70 euros on a game. Damn, that's a lot. I'm gonna do the conversion real quick because I'm just curious. 70 euro to USD. That's $78 plus tax. So you're spending $85, dude. That's a lot for a game. That's like a collector. You're teeter-tottering like a collector's or deluxe edition of a game.
That's right. And that shocks me, man. It shocks me. Regardless of how great the game is, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that this is a blatant, you get nothing. Like a blatant, you get nothing for your $10, right? Essentially nothing. And people didn't take it. And it just proves Sony right, proves them right 100%. And that frustrates me because they win. The corporate wins.
They won, man.
So that's that piece of news. You guys comment below what you feel about that, or how you feel about that. Are you in agreement, or does it $10 screw you, Sir Knight? Whatever, $10 is nothing to me. Well, comment that below. Let us know what you think. Let's move on to our next piece of news.
I love you, me.